So yeah, we can do 1 or 2 more deliveries here, but we don't have that much stuff that we haven't covered. So if anybody wants to see anything in specific, you can let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we'll try to answer a bit more questions as we do some light stuff around here. This delivery is... I thought it was here. No, it's over here. Yeah. Can you get the Frostbite engine? No, you cannot. It's an EA internal engine. And like, it's part of the reasons why we don't offer like mod tools and stuff is because it's highly specialized and requires a lot of infrastructure and stuff to run. It's basically an engine made for a big game team. It's not made for somebody to be sort of doing. We can do that later. The actual like delivery missions given to you by people are more fun. But yeah, Frostbite is really a kind of a tool made for game teams that have a lot of people and dedicated people to various tasks. Text floating around is designed to find the leakers of the beta serve a purpose now. That is a good question. Like it does have a purpose, and it is basically there to differentiate the beta from the final game and stuff. But I don't have the exact reasoning. You feeling a bit of the surveillance here? Let's see. At bird as a filtered word.
I have a package that needs
All right.
to be delivered right away, but you have to be careful with the contents. If the vial breaks, we might have some problems. Can you do it?
That sounds great. Let's just transport this vial, shall we? And we might have some problems if it breaks. So here's a pretty nice. We're in the circle again. We're doing a delivery. Don't just rush off. We know we have 1:31 seconds. We know it's a fragile delivery. We can take up the map. We're going way out here on the little lip of Concord Plaza. So take your time and figure out what you want to do in the run before you start running. These ones are the first ones in the game. Like, this is the first part of the game. Times are going to get worse and worse. It's going to get harder and harder, like a difficulty curve, as you do more and more of these deliveries. And there you see, I do a hard landing, and you see how the little icon on the top shows me that I messed it up.
The outcasts are dying in the Grey Lands, and this regenerative formula will help. Diseases of all kinds are ravaging those poor souls, and nobody is doing anything about it. Well, that stops now. Maybe this won't solve anything, but at least I'm trying. I just can't stand idly by and watch as the conglomerate ruins what little the outcasts have left.
Oh, am I supposed to go up there? Can't remember this route. I think this is a part of a runner's vision route that is a bit glitchy, and it's been fixed for the game. That might actually have put me off the time for this. Pretty far away still. That might be okay. Whoa! Yeah, okay, yeah, I know you're waiting. Sorry. 5 seconds, that's plenty of time.
Good. The vial is intact. Well done. This will be a tremendous help to my research.
More questions. How much time did the networking part of a game take to be completed? I mean, that's not really a question you can answer because you develop all parts of the game at once and different people work on different things. So, it's not like somebody started working on it and then it was done eventually. It's like it's been there for a long time in various shapes, and you've developed it and tweaked it and you changed it, and you know, eventually it gets to where it is in the final game. But it's not like something you start on and then you complete as such. Where was that other? It's over here. Probably want to go this way then. What part of the map isn't currently in the game? If you're talking about in the beta, I mean, it's everything outside of whatever you see on the map that you can reach. But I'm not entirely sure I understand that question. For the actual game, I mean, most of it's like done, because there's not like much time left before the whole game is done and we actually ship it and you guys can play it. Is the whole map open from the beginning? No. There's, if you look in the progression menu over here, you have the gear, and you can see that there's stuff here that you can unlock. This is actually a view you can see in the beta, but this is not something you can do in the beta. You get gear and you get stuff that unlocks new areas for you. Like we got the fan disruptor earlier, and that unlocked this second part of downtown for us. Why is he wearing a mask? Well, he's a scientist, I don't know. You work at EA. Yes, I work for the game team. I'm the technical design director on this game. What are beat LEs? That's a good question. Let's go figure out a good place for one of those. Okay, so part of the social gameplay in the game is you can create time trials for other players. It's basically, let's see, what's a good place? Go this way. You can create basically what's kind of corresponding to a dash for your friends to test their skill and see if they can beat you. But you can also, like, if you think you can reach a really hard to reach place, then you can place a beat location emitter. And that is basically a well, a geotag or something. It's a challenge to reach a certain place. And once you've placed that, it shows up for your friends. So everybody in your friends list gets that challenge, and then they can basically go there and mark that they've managed to complete your challenge. So if we make our way up here, for instance, can't get up here like this, but if we do that, then we can probably make it over here. So up here, and then I could possibly like place a location emitter here, and you know, people, if people then open their maps, they can see that there's a location emitter, and they can you know, go and place that out here. So you go in here, create BLE, and there's you see the little menu here. You have to place the BLE and cancel, basically. So it's a very simple thing. You just say, here is something I can publish, and I've created my little location emitter right here. And then I jump down and go on my merry business and create a time trial for somebody or something. But now, up here is going to be my, if my friends open their map, they're going to see that, oh, he made it up there. How did he make it up there? Now I want to try making it up there. So, it's kind of a little exploration gameplay thing that you can challenge your friends with. That's what that is. There was a particular one on top of a semicircular wall that seemed impossible to get to. Well, somebody got to that. So it's pretty cool. Like, somebody actually figured out a way to get there, and it was a pretty cool place to get to, and so they marked it out, and now it's a challenge for everybody around there. Was it meant to look like battle when written out? It actually says beetle when written out, doesn't it? That'd be a cool feature if I had any friends. I'm sorry, man. I'm sure this game will take on in well, like the Mirror's Edge community, and there's a lot of great people in the Mirror's Edge community, so I'm sure there will be lots of good like groups and stuff for getting beat elite and stuff. This little lines that these read. So basically, somebody's gone and handed in a delivery to this automated system. They recorded the message, gets sort of transcribed by these weird automated voices, and now it's a delivery for me. So one of these is open at any given time in the city. I can go to here and I can pick up the package. It works the same way as the other ones. I get a delivery destination. They're not always the same. So even if this is the automated delivery that's available, then I still have to look where it's going because it can go different routes and there's different timers and stuff. So I have 57 seconds once I leave the circle to reach all the way over here. It's quite similar to the route we had before with the vial delivery. Will you be playing a lot after it gets released? It's a good question for any game developer, actually, because what happens is you play the game so incredibly much before it gets released. I mean, I'm sure I'll play this game, but a lot? Probably not, because I've already played it a lot. There's countless hours that I've played this game. And actually, you play it the worst possible way as well. You play the game basically... you find a part that's horribly broken, and then you play that part of the game over and over and over and over again. That's how game development is, because you're trying to work on fixing it and perfecting that part of the game. So yeah, that's the way you end up playing games. Not a recommended way of playing the game, so it's much more enjoyable to play the game actually when it releases. But by that point, got stuck on the pipe. By that point, you've already played various parts of the game, and you end up getting these places in the game that you really, really dislike because you've played them so much. But yeah. The origin of my nickname is kind of a long story, actually. I had a subscriber special quite recently on YouTube where I answered that question. So if you're interested, you can go and check that out later. So I did the drop delivery there, and it opened up a new one here. So that's how that works. There will always be one for you if you want to run that one. I hate the game because I play so much. Welcome to speedrunning. It's different. I mean, you have a point. But it's different because the way a game works in development is it's incredibly broken sometimes. And those are the parts that you will be playing. They don't like me, it seems. So, since I did that delivery, there's now a new one here. Is this game only for PC or for... Okay, yeah, so... This game is on Windows, PC, and it's on Xbox One, and it's on PS4. But it also has like a companion app and website and stuff that's connected to it that you can use on any device, basically. But the main game is on PC, it's on Xbox One, and it's on PS4. I mean, I understand the worry about the combat that's expressed in the chat, but I also think like you have to play it to find. You have to you have to get to that system. You have to experiment with it and see how it works out for you, basically. It's kind of hard to gauge it if you're just looking at it from a like stream or whatever, but it's actually like, in a way, it's a kind of playful system. Hello. Kind of like something like that in games that you can kind of, you can toy with it, you can play with it, you learn the system, and it actually is something that is interesting to play with. Oops, messed it up. Ah. So yeah, I mean, I understand the worry about it for sure, but like, if you're not in the beta, then once you get the game, like, try it out. Actually, you know, think about it as a system that is worthy of exploration in its own, and I think you'll like it. Roughly how long the whole game is, main side missions and stuff. I'm not going to talk about specifics about that, so, I mean, get the game, play it through, and you'll see. Or wait until you get reviews or whatever, but, yeah, we're not going to talk about that now. Because we're trying to focus on the beta, and, yeah. Oops, I broke it. What's the next thing you'll work on? All things are always secret in game development. It's one of those running jokes that game developers meet at conferences and stuff, and then go up to each other and go, "Hey, how's it going? It's pretty good. What are you working on?" I can't say. What about you? Can't say. That's how it goes. So, can't say. I'm sorry. And yeah, there's a Dogen figure, and they have the Dogen henchwoman there who's reminding us that Faith has a debt to be paid off. And there you go. Now Kasich is standing down because I've entered the safe house here. That's what I was trying to demonstrate before. Let's see. I'd like the playing to cutscene transition to playing. Yeah, this is one of the things that I've been working on, so that happy about that. Do you do many extra hours from your normal work hours so you have enough free time for your family? That varies very heavily with where you are on the project and so on. In specific, like, my position is a fairly, like, bottleneck position on the project, so I tend to end up working, you know, a bit. Alright, so this is just, this is where you'll go to continue the story later. I generally think, like, different projects and different studios and stuff have different amounts. I mean, it's no secret that game development business has problems at times with work-life balance and whatever. But I mean, those of you who follow me on here more than others know that I've run this YouTube channel on the side, and obviously I've been having time for that. I've had less time lately because we're finishing up, but yeah. Let's see. On the question about CPUs that the game won't launch on, we do have crash reporting and stuff built into this, and we are investigating all the reports and stuff that we get from that, so obviously we'll try to fix as much as possible as we can. I don't know about that issue in specific. I don't, it's not my part of the teamwork to deal with that, but we are getting reports on all the crashes and stuff in the beta, and we are looking into everything and trying to fix all of the crashes and stuff. Will the full game have like a new game plus where you can skip cutscenes? You will be able to skip cutscenes in the final game right off the bat. Are there any hidden areas in the beta/main game that we should look for? There's always small Easter eggs and stuff. Of course, there's stuff you should look for. But also, equally obviously, I'm not going to tell you what they are. Do you think the speedrunning community will enjoy this game as much as the first Mirror's Edge? Well, it's really hard for me to tell. But what I can tell you is that we have really... we've put a lot of effort into having this game be a speedrunning game. How does the cutscene guys feel about skipping cutscenes? Those guys put a lot of effort into making the cutscenes great. But they make those cutscenes great for the people who care about the story and the cutscenes. I mean, if you want to speedrun this game from start to finish, and you just want to get through it as fast as possible, then, that's what you want to do. And I'm pretty sure they're okay with that. Of course, obviously, I hope that if you play this game, the first time you play it, then you watch the cutscenes and you enjoy the story. But if you're doing it again for speedrun, then, it's fine. Skip the cutscenes. Go fast. Will you be able to interact with other runners you're running into on the rooftops? I mean, I'm not... You've seen the level of interactions there is between different people you run into in the beta. You get some missions from people and stuff. You'll have to see in the final game what kind of interaction there's there. How the Faith's pants remain so white after sliding around the city all day. They are special runner's pants. I'm sure. Sliding under the higher obstacles faster than vaulting or call jumping them. That depends on the height of the obstacles and stuff. I guess you'll have to try it out in the specific situation you have in the dash or whatever, and just see what kind of times you make. Can't give you any info on the soundtrack. I think I answered that before. Stuff that's releasing with the game, you'll have to find when you just keep your eyes open for news, and you'll find out stuff like that eventually. Was it hard to carry over the art style of the original to a much bigger, higher res games? Yeah, I'm not an artist, so I don't know. I know they've put a ton of work into the look of the city and the different districts and stuff, and also a lot of that happened before I started on the project, while I was kind of working on Battlefield 4. So a lot of the art style in these games are very, very special. It's very different from many other games, so of course that's a challenge, because it's not what everybody else is doing. It's going to be more difficult than just, doing the easy thing. Document. How relevant was C++ to the creation of this game? The entire engine is written in C++. And my role in the development team is I'm the technical design director. I work with sort of tying up the tech to the design, you'd say. There's several answers to that question in the stream, so if you're interested, look at the archive as soon as it comes up on Twitch or on YouTube. Alright, so I think we have pretty much answered most of the questions by now. Sort of seeing repeat asks of questions. And we have pretty much completed most of like the core content of the beta, so that's pretty cool. So to end this off, I will answer that question because it's a great question. Favorite bug? I think actually one of my favorite bugs is a bug where we have, so you've seen the mag rope. The mag rope essentially lets you swing over a chasm or something. So you're swinging over this chasm, and there was an error in the streaming systems of the game. So basically, just as you were arriving at the other end, all of it disappeared. It's a super trolly little bug where you just thought that you'd made the swing, and all of it disappeared. One final run of Birdman before you go to bed. Like, yeah, okay. It's 1:45 in the night. I am going to mess up this horrible, but let's do a final run of Birdman. Where? I don't even know where I am. Right, I need to be up there. Where do I live? Yeah, I live in Sweden. DICE is based in Sweden, Stockholm. And it's approaching 1 AM now. Birdman's route. Submit. Please don't spam. Alright, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just do a normal run of this. If you want to, pre-order bonus, I don't actually know. There should be an answer on that if you check with the, there's like a frequently asked questions somewhere on the website. And please stop spamming. I will get nowhere near Submit's run. You can check his runs, and there's plenty of others that have like super quick runs on this, and most of them include kind of plenty of glitching and stuff. That was kind of messed up. That was a decent time, though. Top 1%. I'll take it. Is the cold jumping for speed intended? The cold jumping is an intended mechanic in the game. I don't know exactly if if all of the aspects of the coil jump are exactly as they should be. I don't know exactly how the gameplay team have been tweaking it afterwards. I know it's supposed to be there for speed, but it's also supposed to maintain your speed over obstacles and stuff. We've had plenty of discussions of the cold jumping in the game, but basically, to me, having cold jumping on as a mechanic that it's something that you have to do while running that is more than just holding forwards. That's at least something to me. I am I'm not in charge of that, and I'm not sure, but so it might have changed, or it might change for the final game. But at least it is intended to maintain your speed over obstacles and stuff, and it does. It does add something to the game, but I can't. Yeah. Yes, Submit has the world record on that one currently. I know a few of the things he's done is really glitchy, and a few of the things that you can do are really glitchy. I'm not going to do them, because I like the glitch-free game. Yeah, I mean, that was a decent time, but it was sure no world record, and it was definitely not even a glitch-free world record. That is not the kind of situation I'm in. But, I mean, I am... You know, I've played it a lot, so I do decently. Anyway, I'm going to be signing off here. I can stick around and chat and answer some more questions after the stream, but I'm going to shut down the stream right now. Thank you very much for watching. If you missed part of it, the Twitch archive should be up more or less immediately. It's usually pretty quick. YouTube is going to take... I think I'm going to re-encode this and cut it up into pieces and upload it over the next few days to YouTube, so we get better quality on that. But thank you very much for joining. Thanks for all the great questions, and bye-bye. Take care, and we'll see you around, and I hope you enjoyed the game. If you don't get into the beta, I hope you enjoy it when it's out. So thank you very much for watching. Slicedlime out.